I think we can keep double opt bolt on the draw with a canal. Certainly not a great hand. When do I bring in the Madcap plan? Against Prowess is like the main deck, but also like Dredge, Shadow, Humans. Not that it's good against humans, just better than other options. More Tron. I guess this is just all of a sudden Tron is the best deck. My third match against Tron in a row. I do think we have a solid Tron matchup, but maybe not with this hand. On the draw. Suppose I'm keeping Remand. Chalice is good here. If I had bottoms, I could have forced. Time to play Infect. Infect seems maybe a little dicey. Is Cleansing Wildfire not good? Not in this deck. No, not in this deck. Yeah, I'll cycle my Remand, I guess. Hopefully we get to Hardcast Force and a Cryptic through the breach or something like that. What properties of a deck make Wildfire good? Do you need to have a fail-state of Trocare ramp? I wouldn't call that a fail-state or fail-state so much as like that's just one of the modes of the card. But I do think to main deck it in a control mid-range deck, Flagstones is pretty important. Though I don't know if I'd say 100% necessary. It's also like, what do you like? You know, control decks are really happy to have a clean answer to Tron lands that draws a card and also can be a ramp spell, can be a just tap your land with Teferi. But a deck like this, we're already pretty good against most big mana strategies with Through the Breach Emrakul. And so we need to interact with opposing annoying lands much, much less. Is Reflecting Pool underplayed in Modern? I think that it's definitely a card that has applications that maybe are a little underexplored, but I don't think that many decks want to play it. I think this deck does. You think there's a lot more Cleansing Wildfire being played than Boil right now? I'm not sold on the mana. Well, this mana base does more than just dodge Boil and get to play Boil. This mana is also... It's nice not to have fetch lands when you shuffle Emrakul back into your deck and shuffle all these dead fetch lands in. It's nice not to have fetch lands with the Platinum Emperion that are in your sideboard. Getting to play Boil is also, of course, nice, but you're right that Cleansing Wildfire is definitely a problem. We do have 2 basic lands in the deck, which is not a lot. Would Spreading Seas be a good thing to include? Works well with the Boil plan. I have played decks like this in the past with Spreading Seas, but I think if you play Through the Breach, you just have enough good interaction against big mana strategies that you don't need it. I think I'm just going to counter draw here. We still have Force of Negation up if they have a second one. If they have like a Thought-Knot Seer, it's not that big a deal. Alright, Through the Breach off the top. No, we have Snap Remand. I think I'm okay to hold up Snap Remand instead of Snap Force. We already got 2 Karns. Gonna dig a little deeper. I think you'd have a lot more out of your deck right now playing Basic Islands, Mystic Sanctuary. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I have never felt like in Through the Breach specifically, you need Blood Moon, you need Spreading Seas, you need Wildfire, just because Through the Breach gives you a good plan against these decks. So I don't think that I'm really drawn to a different mana base for those reasons. But you might be right. You might be right that it's still good to shift it up. They do have grounds up. Is Bounce Chalice a consideration? I don't really think so. Probably dead here. What are the worst matchups for Eldrazi Tron? I don't know. Don't know exactly. Maybe it has no bad matchups. I'm gonna play it out, although we're of course very behind here. Yeah, I know you're talking about when I still had the opt, but I think, I just kind of wanted to pitch the opt to Force of Negation. I think it ended up working out better for us this way. Not that that really matters very much when discussing what line is best. Yeah, Ponza, humans, prowess, probably. Although, Etron players will often tell you, I have Chalice with Void in my deck. My prowess matchup can't be bad. Madcap is also, I think, good in this matchup. I like it against Etron, but not Greentron. Alright. I feel like it is theoretically possible to win this one. Maybe I'm wrong about that. No. So in the past, I think I've just cut some number of opts to play around Chalice. Like they're gonna leave in Chalice, and then Chalice on one just not gonna be that good against me. I think I like this game plan still. Yeah, Ballista I think is their only way to kill Emperion. Ballista for 8. Visions also pitches the Force. Visions maybe we want to play like 3 or 4 of this card. It's like if Etron doesn't play a Chalice on turn 2, Chalice turn 2 on the play from Etron is really good against Prowess, but like even Chalice turn 2 on the draw is sometimes too slow, and you don't have Chalice in every hand, and it's really hard to mulligan for Chalice in a game 1 game. It's like an any draw without a Chalice on turn 2 is probably not going to be winning. That hand was pretty close, but got a mulligan. I think we can keep this and put back the Emrakul. And I think that with this much action in my hand, I'm happy enough to play this on turn 1 tapped. Put his mulligan to at least 6. Yeah, if Twin was legal, I'd never have to worry about brewing again. I'd just play Twin over and over again. Be awesome. How does Tron beat Blood Moon, especially now that they don't play Mind Stone? I don't know. They probably can still beat it, but my Tron opponent, they played Mind Stone last game, so it's always so weird to me when people say that decks do or do not play X or Y card anymore, because so many people I feel like just play the list that they want to play, and they have different opinions from like what is the most recent well-performing deck of the archetype, and so it's just so weird when people say a deck does or does not play X or Y card anymore, because I feel like that's just very rarely the case. Just like people play different variants all the time. You're gonna cycle Remand against the Cavern. Oh, they didn't. Okay. I thought that they had tapped this for colored mana. I was gonna cycle anyways, so I don't really feel too bad about that. It's a pretty good draw. I'm only physically capable of copying a deck straight from Goldfish. That's funny. Well, if they have a TKS, I sure bet that they tap for colored mana. And I'm just going to let this resolve because I really want to keep Through the Breach Emrakul in my hand, and they probably have to take one of those. If they just take Charm, it is like a pretty good swing for them. And, this is, I guess, great if they have a second TKS. But I think I'd rather hope that they take one of these, which I think they probably should, and then cast the Charm to draw. Merchant Scroll only searches for blue instants. And we also, I think that the new blue land that we're playing, this card, looks at the top 6 for an instant or sorcery and can be a land. It pitches to 4, so I like this card. Counter-Rack, 4 months in a row, welcome back, appreciate ya. It's gonna be a good day today, bud. This card also searches for Boil, Madcap Experiment. Is this a hardcast Emrakul stream? We've never hardcast it, although this deck can. And probably does some amount of time against Uro piles. But I have vialed it in after stealing an Aether Vial with Archmage's Charm. I think I want to cycle this. I think I'm just going to bounce the Reshaper. No, we're not countering any creatures, and we have Remand for the non-creatures. If they dismember this, it'd be pretty bad for them to have dismember post-board, I think. Yeah, I think having a Remand plus Charm is more important than playing a Temple. Yeah, with no fetch lands, hardcasting Emrakul is definitely something that probably happens against control and amount of the time. I also think they should have maybe taken Emrakul over Through the Breach because we have this card to search for Through the Breach. So they replay Reshaper. I'm probably going to cast Archmage's Charm in response and then see if I just want to cycle Remand or not. I've missed playing with Archmage's Charm. This is definitely a really good Archmage's Charm deck. Certainly something that you have to have a mana base that definitely works well with it. Okay, now I'm just going to Omen instead of Charm, of course. Through the Breach is definitely the card we're looking the most for. Would be happy with a Madcap Experiment. I mean, this is one of my favorite mono blue instants ever. Gonna bottom both of these. Yikes. Okay, not drawing very well. I guess we get to cycle into that and then draw 2. Allensburger, thank you for your tier 1 sub. Appreciate you. Welcome back. Or welcome for the first time. The first of many welcomes. Kind of dead to a Smasher. I mean, we're not dead, but we have to like chump block with Snapcaster. Have I gotten to do dumb things in Pioneer with Epiphany? Yeah, a few times. It's been a while since I've played Pioneer, but I've Epiphanied some people. They have the Smasher, which is exactly lethal. So I think we need to Omen and Scry to the bottom, and then Snapcaster probably to block Thought-Knot Seer, and then have to draw Madcap Experiment. Oh, we can also draw... Oh no, we're 1 mana short of actually casting Platinum Emperion. Why didn't I cycle Remand? I think it's better to scry 2 than the cycle Remand when we know our top card is Archmage's Charm, which is dead, and we need to cast Snapcaster to not die. Which I think I said all of those things already. Guess I'm going to play Temple before opting. We need to find Madcap Experiment. Through the Breach doesn't do it anymore, but it did last turn. Stinks. Yeah, just Twitch chat. Didn't you want to do a thing that would have killed you after you just said why you didn't do that thing like twice in a row? Huh. 10 needs to draw lands. We're a 24 land deck. 25. 25 with these cards and 8 cantrips. Keep this. Does blocking Reshaver there give me Breach as an out? No, they still get to keep a creature. We'd be at 2 if we blocked Reshaper. Good question. Yeah, you're okay, CK. It's totally fine. I've definitely done the same thing in other people's chats. But if you're not gonna be listening, don't expect to not get told why you're wrong. Maybe I was too hard on you. No Wildfire in the deck. I don't think Wildfire is good in this deck. I don't see why this deck would want Wildfire. Like, this deck is good against big mana strategies, in my opinion. Well, then maybe I'm just wrong. With this game plan, so you need the interaction against lands less. You're not playing flagstones. So I don't think this is a Wildfire deck. I also really dislike cantripping lands, or sorry, cards that just say draw a card as opposed to giving some kind of card selection. The notable exception is Remand, but I really think that you want your 2 mana card draw spells to give you selection. Yeah, I guess we're dead. Fair enough. Might just be one of those days, guys. Might just be one of those days. I do like Flusterstorm against them. I also think I like Aether Gust. The card's not great, but I think it's fine. You think we're a 23 land deck with Silundi Visions? I feel like these are effectively lands in a deck like this. The card seems kind of perfect. I'm gonna keep this on the play. Can we get an Arclight meme stream? Maybe. People keep wanting me to play Mantis Rider, or sorry, Queller. I feel like Queller is just so bad right now. It's just Queller's like never really even been that good against the big mana decks. I feel like it's not good against anything. If we find it through the breach, we can actually turn for it if we steal the bird. It'd be kind of funny. Double Giver is fine. So I'll counter a Devoted Druid if they play one. You're saying you have 21 lands and 2 visions? Really? I thought we had 23. Yeah, we have 23 lands and then 2 visions, right? Oh no, you're right. Okay, sorry. You're right. Steal the bird. I think that we're not supposed to steal the bird. If they just go like land Devoted Druid, we lose. I know they didn't play a land last turn, but they probably play lands in their deck to draw, and they bobbled to get 2 looks. So I'm guessing they're going to Eladamri's Call, and then we can charm the Devoted Druid on the way down, and, opt looking for Through the Breach. Well, the Givers were summoning sick, right? Did the band do well? We only played 3 matches. We beat Prowess, and then we lost to 2 Tron decks, and we played against a lot of Tron decks today, and I was kind of trying to figure out how to adjust the deck for the meta of Prowess and Tron, and I really felt like I just couldn't do it, or at least I was having a hard time figuring it out. And we're playing this deck right now as a palette cleanser, but I do hope to play some creatures later today, maybe figure it out, but I was having a really tough time earlier. It's so weird that the meta is like Prowess decks and Tron decks. Don't really get it. Yeah, we played against Tron 3 times in a row. A weird end of variance. Dr. Berserker, 3 months in a row. Welcome back. Appreciate you. It's hard to evaluate sometimes. They got another Devoted Druid, but do they have a land? They do not. So I think I'm just going to double Omen. We're very likely to find a Through the Breach off of double Omen, I think. Ding, ding, ding. Do I feel Prowess is maybe just a little too good, or would I nerf it all? I think Prowess is not... If Prowess is like the best deck in the format, I think that sounds like a pretty healthy format to me. I don't think Prowess is too good. I think that if you think prowess is too good, you know, maybe examine your bias a little bit and think about if you just have a bad prowess matchup. they're gonna keep the bird and give the bird pro colorless. It's kind of cute. It's definitely possible to be biased in Magic and think that a deck is too good, but really you just like play the same deck over and over again and you have a bad matchup against it, or you're not respecting it enough. Yeah, I think that this is a good play that they're making. It just is cute. Can keep a Cryptic. Certainly got to admire your opponent's tenacity in a spot like this. Yeah, we can keep this hand. If they play a Dork on turn 1, I guess we do bolt it. Mana's a little weird, but I guess this is, you know, weird mana of the deck. How are the new Death Shadow decks against prowess? I would honestly kind of view that they are prowess decks. Like I'm actually even just lumping them in with the other prowess decks in my mind. They're getting a druid. What do they need 3 mana for? Maybe holding up Veil of Summer, and they'll forget that Aether Gust ignores Veil. No, just a bird. I don't hate keeping Through the Breach here. I think I'm gonna bottom it though. I don't think I'd fault anyone for keeping it. Alright, they put the druid back on top, which is fine. Do I think it's better to gust druid because of lunge? Yeah. I'm gusting it on the stack, yeah. Which I did, I think. Although I think it does kind of seem like they have Veil of Summer, but I think I just want to get it out of their hand. And if they don't have it, then we're thrilled. Feeling really good here. Flusterstorm was a great draw. Miss playing with this card. Kind of want to like Snapcaster, block, and bolt the bird. Maybe sack Islet end of turn. How would I like playing a Nahiri Breach deck instead of actually using 4 Emrakuls and 4 Breach? Well, I wouldn't just be a Nahiri deck at that point. Mind hiding my taskbar? My taskbar should be set to be hidden. I don't know why it's not going away. But I have it set to not show like this. I got paid to play a Nahiri deck a few weeks ago, and I 4-1 with it. Naya Nahiri. Yeah, look, I've got the automatically hide taskbar option on, so I don't know what's going on. Just Guy Nahiri then? I feel like Just Guy Nahiri isn't doing anything very well. I like that deck. I don't know, maybe Just Guy Nahiri is just secretly the best deck in the format. You can cast Nahiri on turn 3 with Wildfire. Looks like MTGO's... No, it is in full screen mode. I think your task card thinks you have a notification. Let's see if that's the case. Ah, good catch, Lethal Balloon. Good catch. First time casting this card. Didn't find it Through the Breach, so obviously it's terrible. Might as well cut it now. Opponent only has one card in their hand. 6 cards is a lot for a deck like this. You played Just Kinda Here with Wildfire and Stoneforge? Yeah, I feel like it seems difficult to play both to me. I love Jeskai Nahiri. I played Jeskai Nahiri for years and years. I just feel like Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, and Jace the Mind Sculptor are better than Nahiri. I mean, if Mill is absolutely everywhere, then maybe you can use that as an excuse. But I think it would still be a little more than an excuse to play your pet deck. If you want to play your pet deck, just embrace it. I think that's the real strat. Yeah, the spike. Yeah, the meta is just always Tron because I never play decks that are good against Tron, even if I think they are good. There's no reason to justify playing your pet decks, Fran, the man who only ever plays Titan. Surely you can understand that Magic is a game, right? Sometimes you just want to play decks you enjoy. Oh, I see. Justify. Gotcha. I see. I think, yeah, I gotcha. I think I'm not going to force the map. Stone's pretty tough, but I think we can maybe find a position to maneuver and beat it. Hopefully, at least. Sanctum of Ugin to get Ulamog is pretty scary if that's what they're doing here. I guess Thragtusk is good enough to counter. A lot less scary than like almost anything else that could have happened there. Oh shit, I thought I could hold up Force of Negation. Alright, I guess I just don't. We're kind of soft to a Karn minus, but we're not that soft to Ugin. Hopefully this is just Ugin. Okay. And where are Lightning Bolt? They might just plus Karn. If they know what's up, yeah. They do plus Karn. Guess we get rid of Force. Also, I don't know how I haven't commented on this yet, but this is our 4th Tron opponent of the day, 4th of 7 matches. It's kind of absurd. I do like Flusterstorm against Tron. Or like better than Bolt at least. Neither of these cards are very good, but they pitch to Force, so they counter some cards. Yeah, I also misunderstood what you meant at first, Fran, but I get it now. I think we can afford to keep an opt. I mean, maybe that's just Magic Online. The nature of playing leagues is you just are gonna. What did they mulligan to? You always gotta shame your Tron opponents. You kept 6 cards. You have a forest. Probably fine against this deck. Always shame your Tron opponents. They put the scrying on top, which means they need it to hit Tron, I'm assuming. Yeah, I guess you'd rather remand the scrying. Hope that they miss off of this. They got an expedition map. Interesting. I think I'll just like let them have Tron. Tier 104.3A. Force is a nice pickup. They still have Sylvan Scrying in their hand, but they already have Tron. I'm scared of Ulamog, but I'm not really too scared of most other things here. Yeah, pretty happy to like be able to force that next turn. Just go like Remand plus Omen this turn. How do I like these cards? I think are fantastic in this deck. I think that you're gonna have to have like very specific decks that want you to play a card like this, but I think that the deck we're playing does meet that condition. Yikes. Are they just gonna get another Ulamog? They are getting another Ulamog. Well, let's get a little respite from the Ulamogs, I suppose. So if we draw an Emrakul, we get to Through the Breach, which is like the best reason to bounce there. This guy, you know, not super likely. I think you're supposed to go after my red sources here. I don't think they thought at all about what they targeted with Ulamog. I can't really blame them too much. We're still fighting after getting double Ulamogged. I think we need to play this as a land. If they replay Karn, I think I'm going to be more interested in pitching Force so I can sack Omen to Scry than hardcasting Force and keeping this Flusterstorm in my hand. So their hand is now Tower, Mine, Mystery card, and then they'll have a draw step. Okay, I'll keep Temple of Epiphany to get up to 5 mana, then we'll dig for an Emrakul. Well, if they had Veil of Summer, we couldn't hardcast we couldn't play around Veil of Summer in that spot. I guess Snapcaster is keepable. If we hardcast Force, we can't cast Flusterstorm because we only have 3 mana. It's a Ballista. 7/7 Ballista. So we probably have to Snapcaster target that with Charm just to not die to the pump. I went 1 and 2 with Geistblade this morning and decided that there was too much Tron and Prowess. Don't think we're supposed to do this yet. I think we're supposed to maybe try to like have them sink mana into the Ballista. You have to make this a 10/10 to kill us. They're dead if we if they don't do that and we find an Emrakul. Alright, so they have 6, 8, 10 more mana. So they can't make this, they cannot make this a 10/10 at this point, right? 8, 10 more mana. Yeah, they can only make it an 8/8. Ugin does not stop. Yeah, I think that our plan is to draw an Emrakul in the top like 3 cards of our library. Is it Thragtusk? Ballista. The solution is just got Geistblade. I mean, if you got a list, I'll look at it, I suppose. We're dead on the crackback? What do you mean? Oh, yeah, they're at 14. I see what you mean. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, well, feels really stinking good to beat double Ulamog. Already 3-in-1? A 2-in-1. And keep this. Probably gonna play a Visions tapped on turn 1. Oh, they didn't even make me show. I mean, that's fair. I think that it's a little. I would never make that play. I think that casting Breach should try to bait a concession on Magic Online is pretty angle shooty and not the kind of gameplay I wanna make. If we had a Fetch Shock mana base, yeah, we might have just been dead to the. I genuinely think this is the best way to build the mana for this deck, which is very cool to find a deck that doesn't want to play the Fetch Shock mana base. It's not very often that you get to see that, and you know, maybe I'm just totally wrong, but it is something I think. And we're not playing against Tron, thankfully. This mana base is also good against Eternal Scourge, where they have to deal you damage before getting to play a Scourge. I think that that's also a really big deal. Probably playing against Grixis Shadow. Sorry, not Eternal Scourge, Scourge of the Skyclaves. I feel like there are too many Skyclave cards from the new set that are modern playable. Maul, Scourge, and Apparition are all Skyclave cards, and they're all good and modern. Yeah. Too many Scourges, too many Skyclaves. It's probably just going to bounce draw this Angler. Oh yeah, I guess I should probably have said this at some point, but Grixis Shadow is our worst matchup. I think it's even worse than Dredge. It's close, I guess, maybe. But this, you know, we have lines that beat them. It's just really hard to resolve a Through the Breach and an Emrakul against them. We're gonna get to Bolt a Shadow. Land would be nice to be able to pay for a stub on a Bolt Snap Bolt here. An untap land would be good, I said. Everybody heard me say untap land. I think I'm still supposed to go for Snap Bolts. Could do it on upkeep. I think upkeep, like these decks do play some number of 2-mana counterspells usually. I think you're supposed to do it now. Bolt, Snap Bolt, a Scourge, and a Shadow. Feels really good. So I thought use my Cryptic, I guess. And play their Angler. Oh, I didn't even see you post anything the first time. How you got one Geist to say trapped? It's just Geist played the whole time. That's the answer. I don't know. I'm really interested in Maul plus Geist. Maybe it's just not as good as I think it is. But I think it's pretty good. I think this list is cool. I'm more interested in playing more Sharks than you are, though. Or sorry, less Sharks and more Geists. And a Maul. Giver is also kind of weird in this deck. I also think Teferi is better than Jace. I guess I think Teferi is better than Jace. I think you want to play more Geist than Sharks and play the Maul if you're playing Geist. Giver is weird, but I guess I get it. I had a donation deck a while back that was pretty cool. How did Tron go? We've played against like all Tron today. We were 2-1 against Tron in this league. No, 1-1 against Tron this league. Well, that is a ding. A certified ding. Did our opponent draw a counterspell? Winning game 1 is awesome. Let me sideboard. I'll get back to that thought I was having. So I think this was my sideboard plan against Grixis Shadow in the past. Cut through the Breach package, bring in Madcap Platinum Emperion. So this was a cool dono deck we had a while ago that was playing Tribal Flames in a Jeskai deck that was playing the Sultai Triumph to turn on Tribal Flames and was already a Stoneblade deck. So what if we played Geist and Maul? In a deck like this, you just try to be burn. Why can't I see? Why I'm searching Maul, I'm searching Skyclaves, and okay, whatever. I think we've cracked the code. The combination of chat helping me out for sure. I'm kind of feeling like maybe no Sword of Feast and Famine. Or maybe one Feast and Famine instead of Fire and Ice. One of the two. I wasn't sold on the See the Truths, but they weren't terrible. This was, this was an old dono deck. I don't think the See the Truths were so bad, but maybe we don't want them. Ooh, having the Platinum Emperion in their hand is pretty awkward. I'm gonna mulligan. Keeping this. Let's put back at Omen. How about Remand instead of Thought Scour? I'm kind of into that. Remand seems okay here. Thought Scour was a little awkward to you because I was always so scared of milling over my Triome. Oh, I was playing the Sword in the sideboard. Kind of like that. Thank you, Past Evert. Is that a search for Iskanta? I don't see that, no. Yeah, I don't really understand the Scour either. I feel like they should have been ops. It was a dono deck. Okay, we'll revisit that after this league. Yeah, I could definitely see opt over Serum Vision. I also kind of like Helix. Maybe just be like play a ton of burn, like the 4th Helix right now. While I have that idea, I'm just gonna pop that in here. Could you play Deliberate over See the Truth? People just love Deliberate. I don't like it very much, I guess. I've liked the flip land in this deck a lot. You can put the Wildfire package as well. I feel like this deck doesn't want the Wildfire package. Maybe it does. But my problem with the Wildfire in this deck is I think Mystic Sanctuary is really good. I want to be maybe a little more in on Mystic Sanctuary. Mystic Sanctuary has felt or seemed really good. Just to get back out of Tribal Flames. What is this list Tron plan? I think just burn them out with the... Just burn them out, I think. Play a Boros Charm. You can play the Wildfire package with the Abzan Triumph to turn on... Simon, you're a genius. I think Sanctuary is good in the deck, Fran. Simon, you're a genius. Alright, let's continue to ignore our actual match. So maybe we just don't play Remand. Flagstones. Did I not type flag? It seems really greedy with 23 lands and Tribal Flames. I mean, Tribal Flames is on if you just like can fetch for your Triome. We can adjust the mana, Fran, but I don't know. I always feel like my land counts are fine, and you're like, here, we're not playing 30 lands. I just don't understand how this deck is supposed to function. Maybe we'll play like 2 Force of Negation. Maybe this is just good. Or sorry, plus lands, probably. I mean, we curve out at 3. 23 lands is probably fine. The second Sanctuary was good the last time I played it, but with the Flagstones, I think we don't want to play 2. Okay, I'll work on the mana after I play this game. Yeah, we're going to play that deck next. You know, when we were doing the brewing earlier today, I mostly just wanted to cleanse the palate, play something like this, and think. Is Wildfire even good in a tempo deck like this? So one cool thing about Wildfire is it gets you, if you flagstones, you get the Triumph to turn on your Tribal Flames. I also don't think tempo deck means anything, for whatever that's worth. Cut the Stoneforge and equipment. I think the whole reason to play Geist though is Maul of the Skyclaves, right? Opt greater than Visions for Snapcaster reasons. I probably do want to play Opt over Visions, but I'm not 100% sure. Well, if they replay this, I guess if we steal it, it just dies. Maybe that's something we're fine with. They're not interested in letting that happen. Can we snap boil this game? You don't think the Wildfire is all that useful? Well, so the idea behind Wildfire is it gets you your Abzan Triumph if you Wildfire your Flagstones. And it's also like your Tron Hate. I've been, kind of trying to figure out where I want to go with Sharkblade, and I'm not 100% sure. I'm just going to draw 2. Just not 100% sure where I want to be with Sharkblade at the moment. I think that like Geist plus Maul is really, really good or is something I'm interested in exploring, and I haven't really found a blue-white list with those cards that are super cool yet, or that I'm sold on, I should say. Well, the idea, like Maul giving Geist flying is the big deal. That's what's good. It's also, Maul is great. Maul is really good. I don't think that that's something I am going to have my mind changed on. I've been really, really impressed with Maul almost every time I've cast it so far. So they have Stub almost 100%. Thought for a second about hard casting that. Kind of looking for a Flusterstorm. Can keep that though. Maul is also like just so much cheaper to equip than the sword. That's like a big part of it. You keep the remands. I feel like this deck, since we're playing Tribal Flames, we probably want to play Wildfire or Remand, and probably not both. But I'll look at it. I think Serum Visions makes more sense than Opt since we're playing mostly at sorcery speed. We're gonna need to add like 3 more cards, and I think that 2 of those cards probably want to be Force of Negation. Oh no, our blue card count is too low. 12. So we could get up to 15 if the 3 other cards we add are blue, which is kind of a little low. I really want to Archmage Charm this Shadow. Spell Pierce sounds kind of good. We can play Fervent Champion instead of JVP. If only Sunforger could get Tribal Flames. I think I'm just passing here. Maybe 1 of 3 Fairy. I kind of like that suggestion. We can probably afford that. Wait, maybe 2. I'm still up on time while like brewing a deck in between turns. Yeah, I do like at least the first Teferi. I need to just totally rework the mana. But I want to play 23, maybe 24, probably 20. I'm super low on Borrower. It's pretty tough to get me to play Borrower in any deck right now. Alright, we're dead to this. If we, don't stop it. I guess we just kind of try to play around Dispute instead of Stub. Wow, that worked. Weird. We could bolt when the fetch was on the stack. Yeah, that was better. So if they I think so they have to have dispute. So I'm just gonna snap boil. And if they dispute the snap, I'll pay 3 and then cast op and snap opt. And pay 3. Yeah, you're good, dude. You didn't seem insolent. I'm just always down to have conversations, unless you're being blatantly rude. I hope I didn't come off as dismissive. Just maybe just wanted to explain the point of view, but you didn't come off as insolent. Is such a condescending word to use. Also, you insolent Twitch viewer. How could you imply every card selection I make isn't always perfect? 40 hours a week. Alright, probably have to block and then try to bolt the angler. It wouldn't be the worst thing I was called today. F in the chat for Curd Bros. We can hardcast a Emperion if we draw one. It's kind of cool. How does my opponent have nothing? Yeah, I thought about remanding the bolts, but I think the remands are fine here. They're like good against the second angler. They're good against counter spells when we have this much mana. Let me just let this go. This resolving means 2 bolts are lethal. So like they might just have to take bolts. I had a neat line a few turns back to let the TBR and Shadow resolve and then steal it with Charm after first strike damage. Interesting. Yeah, probably keeping the Shadow is worth taking 5. He says at 5 life. That would have been cool. I was mostly thinking they definitely had stub, but, you know, might as well just, like, do the correct thing and play around dispute. But, yeah, I think that your line was better. We're going to draw a lightning bolt here and win the game, though. Pretty unlucky to not draw bolts, but I guess I'll take a Cryptic Command. You think they have Gusts? That could be a card that they have. Maybe a second dispute. Yeah, I'll just counter this. I think getting my Cryptic Command cast while I can is worthwhile. Could have bolted myself. Yeah, I guess we'll take Cryptic, but it's obviously terrible. This is a good draw, and this card's really hard for them to beat if it resolves. They do have an Angler, so they're probably going to dispute my Remand. I can't pay. Or maybe Snap Dispute. Do they run K Command? I don't know. Sometimes they do. But they're playing Scourge. Their list is definitely not like stock. And I'm also... People just love playing stock Death Shadow forever and ever. But Death Shadow's always felt like the deck that you need to be innovating with it is how I've always felt about Shadow. You need to be doing something, I think, techie to keep up with metas. But people just love playing the same Shadow 75 for their entire lives. Yeah, I think there's a chance we will want to like bolt and pay for a dispute, so I don't think we want to cast Omen yet. Maybe we should have main phased the Omen to play around, though, the dispute. Yeah, for so long, people were like, I can't believe Shadow is playing Mana Leak. I got Mana Leaked by Shadow. This is crazy. I can't believe that Shadow ever changed a card from the 75, but I feel like Mana Leak was pretty good in Shadow for, like, you know, when they were playing it. Omen to try to find a bolt. Yeah, that was probably better. Just main phase. Good point. I think they're playing a Street Wraith, which is fine. They're dead to Cryptic. Boil is good. They're dead to Bolt. They're dead to Snapcaster. I don't know. I'm mostly just like straw manning shadow players, I guess. Can't believe we 2-0'd Grixis Shadow. It's like our worst matchup. Opponent says they should have put the TBR on the Angler, which I agree with. Maybe I do. Let's see if we can get the 4-1 over here, though. Let's not think too much. We're only playing against Tron decks today. Not that I think we have a bad Tron matchup, but it's wild. I don't understand. There's so much prowess. Oh, Catcher's Monument. What is Tribals for? It's not only for 3 damage, because we're playing an Abzan Triome, and which we can even get off of our Flagstones to make Tribal Flames 2 mana 5 damage, and that's pretty good. Oh, it's just Blutron. Sorry for insinuating that you were anything but someone we love. Is Tribal Flames really better than Path right now against all the prowess and Shadow? I mean, I think Tribal Flames is really good against Shadow and prowess too, so I think that you're looking for me to say no, but I'm going to say yes. My Geist is good against Shadow. I'm probably not going to play Veil. I know there's a Veil currently in the sideboard, but I'm probably not going to play it. I also think I think I'm going to play the 23rd land too, and then the second Teferi. Why not fight for the knowledge? Fight for the knowledge. What does that mean? Fight for, is that a card? Is that a life suggestion? Oh, for the thirst. I think it's really, really bad if they get to resolve Karn is mostly it. I mean, it's 2 mana to draw 2 and discard a card, which is not bad, but I think that it's very deadly, potentially, if we don't have counter magic up. Fight for the knowledge. What can... Fight for the knowledge. I gotcha. So much going on right now. I know I didn't articulate it. It's draw 2. Oh, draw 3, discard 1. You're right. It's pretty good. They discard an expedition map, so they probably have Tron. I haven't played Arid Mesa in a deck in a long time. Have I thought about Boros Charm? I have thought about Boros Charm. Boros Charm might be good in the deck. Maybe we play it in the sideboard. But I've definitely... It's on my radar for this brew. I think that maybe you sideboard it. Because I think you want to be able to play like a controlling burn game plan with like Teferi, Snapcaster, Stoneforge Mystic, and then be a burn deck against a lot of decks. The Boros Charm is mostly just a burn spell, but it's certainly not a... It's certainly a good card. I guess we don't concede. Yeah, sorry, conceding would be a little preemptive, and we can just draw an Emrakul. Is it Charm? I love Is it Charm. I have registered Is it Charm in many modern tournaments. I don't think it's good enough. They got a liquid metal coating. What is the Abzan Triumph land for? Tribal Flames, Johnny. Makes Tribal Flames deal 5 damage. And it comes at a pretty low cost with fetch lands and flagstones. I think I want to Snapcaster Archmage's Charm to try to pressure the Karn a bit. Rakdos Charm is interesting. Yeah, really, I feel like that was what this innovation was. A great idea by Simon. Really good idea. 2 Stevens, 2 Hallowed Fountains. Feels like that's kind of a lot. Might just play like another island and another plains. Maybe 2 plains is a lot, just 3 islands. Yeah, 2 plains is a lot in the Flagstones deck. So we get to kill Karn. They've got a Worm Coil though. Worm Coil is not like the most unbeatable thing in the world. We could have just bolted the Karn. Well, I discarded the Karn to hand size. I mean, maybe that was just totally wrong. I think we're just conceding at this point. If Visit Charm was in Azuria's colors, would I play any in blue-white? I don't know. I don't know, maybe. It's kind of an interesting question. I often like to trim the 4th Emrakul against counterspells. I think Boil is good enough to bring in. Oh, Snapbolt. Sorry. I'm really, honestly, the truth of the matter is my mind is just on this cool brew that we're brewing. My mind is not on this match. And I'm going to try to focus here, I guess. But there's a part of me that just wants to concede and work on this deck because I think it's really cool. Kind of don't want my Omen to get countered. I think we can afford to main face it. Maybe this reveals we're a little light on counter magic. Man. Bottom 2 lands, draw a land. Good card for them here. What's Emrakul for? Through the breaching the Emrakul, throwing it at our opponent. Sometimes you vial it in with an Aether Vial you steal from your opponent. It's happened once or once. Will the new Nihiri make the cut? Ooh. I love the new Nihiri. I probably am down to try it. I really like the new Nihiri. I'm going to cast in this card. So they tried to hit their land drop off of Relic and they've missed. I think that we just take the Boil here. Not the best Boil, but pretty good, I think. Especially when they missed a land drop. Kind of awkward that they had T-West. And now they just have Tron. No! Yeah, I do like the new Nihiri. I do think that I've been thinking a lot about the new Nihiri in a deck with Sunforger, because you can just you can plus Nihiri when you have Sunforger in play, then Sunforger, and then just do it. Oh, you can Sunforger every turn, and I think it's kind of interesting. I have been working to try to find a list like that I like, and I haven't really found one, or been able to put one together, I should say, that I'm really feeling, but maybe just be on the lookout for me playing something like that. Like I almost played it, and then I realized that you couldn't I think we let this go. I almost played it, and then I realized Cleansing Wildfire isn't an instant for Sunforger, and so I got way less interested. But it's definitely an interaction I've been trying to brew with. You know, my whole life is just thinking of neat interactions and brewing with them. Literally my full-time job. Yeah, Nihiri seems more like a modern Pioneer card to me. She's really good with Colossus Hammer. She's really good with cards like that. I kind of want them to sink some mana into whatever they get with Karn here. I also want to bounce this Teleria West with Cryptic Command. Wasn't that our instep window? That was our instep, not their instep. If you do it in our instep, it just gets sacrificed on theirs, and it's not all that hot. So I'm going to counter bounce their Teleria West. Or try to. They didn't play the West? It's kind of weird. I guess they're just like giving up. Give up on me giving up. How many hours of playing Cryptic does it take to have snap memory? Many hours. I have it now. I don't know when exactly it happened. Oh, I thought I saw my name here for a second. Put a mold to 5 on the play. Bodes incredibly well for us. No, I really do think my subconscious mind is better at Magic than my conscious mind is. My subconscious mind just makes most of my decisions, and I don't have to actively think about a lot of them, which is good because the decisions I have to actively think about, I can devote the brain power I wasn't using. I don't know if that makes sense, but you know, most of my decisions I think are made kind of subconsciously. Or I guess maybe instinctively is a better word to use there. I think that's probably a better word. Yeah, I guess we're supposed to keep Omen. Is this Karn with a counterspell up? It's really bad for us. Intuitively, I think probably right about that. Maybe a better word to use. This is pretty similar to like what we were doing this morning, just Bance, but I think the Coco's really good in this deck. I'm also like super low on Queller, but this is not dissimilar from, oh no, wrong half, our draft this morning. Yeah, I think that... I know they're about to start Stone Raining, but I think we just need to find Emrakul at this point. We maybe counter this, I guess. I think I'm just going to draw 2. And find an Emrakul and have them not have a counterspell. Karn is so good. I really don't think Queller is good right now. I like Queller as much as the next guy. I just don't think it's well positioned. Guess we lose. The sooner we concede, the sooner we get to start finishing our our brew and playing with it, though. They discard Wormcoil Engine. Kind of scary. I guess we also just win if we draw Emrakul. Ding, ding, ding. Oh. Preemptive ding, ding, ding. Boyle does kill 2 of their lands. I don't think that they have Tronda. I'm just going to put it on the bottom. Oh no. 1 card too low. Well, they only have 2 cards in their hand. It's pretty likely that one of them is a counterspell. I guess we also don't just win if this resolves, but we're at least in solid shape. Yeah, I think Queller is like not good against Tron, not good against Prowess, and just like okay against everything else. I think I want to hold up Remand here instead of cast Vision. There's no way they counter this. It's like almost 0%. They might counter my Remand though. If they cast something big. just can't imagine a world where they counter the visions. They got Academy Ruins. Okay. I'm gonna cast Through the Breach, and I guess we have another one if this gets countered for next turn. I think I'm also supposed to attack Karn. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to attack Karn. This happens all the time where you attack a Planeswalker with Emrakul, though, and they don't realize you're attacking Emrakul, and they end up not sacrificing the Karn. They sacrifice this time, so they probably go sack. They put Wormcoil on top, which implies that they have the mana to cast it, but they need the third Tron piece. Did they get it and I just missed it? No. They have it, okay. I think that this is pretty beatable. We'll eventually find a Cryptic to bounce it. I guess we have this to, dig. Emrakul would be nice, of course. They only have one card in their hand. They don't have anything very powerful to get back with Academy Ruins. Still have 14. That's a hit. I think we can probably keep both of these. And I do want to play around them having a counter spell by just waiting to bounce the Wormcoil engine. I think I like this main deck. 3 islands kind of feels like a lot, though. I think I want to play 2 mountains. I'll fix the colors. Sideboard is gonna need a lot of work, but I think I like this main deck. Second Foundry, maybe. Maybe second Foundry over the Steam Vents. I'm really feeling the 4 Lightning Helix in this version also. Why is Sideboard Green White Sword? The sideboard is not built, but I mean Green Black Sword is good against like a lot of combo decks, but is maybe not good in the main deck, or maybe we want to flip it. But I think that I'm into only having 3 equipment in the main. No Path to Exile, yeah, no Path to Exile. I don't think you need it. Like, you're more of a burn deck anyway, and you have Tribal Flames for most big creatures. Not every big creature, of course, but most of them. I think I'm going to Remand. Oh, cool. We hit. Man, we were so behind. Can't believe we won this game. I bought it. Maybe I could have kept the Charm. Oh, man. I don't know if I can read that, Simon's. He's going to laugh too hard the whole time. I don't want to. I can't. Everett's labored breathing came in short gasp, and the sweat dripped down his furrowed brow. He had spent years resisting, but finally they'd gone to him. The chance of Queller, coming from Twitch chat was too much for one man to bear. With trembling hands, he swapped out Archmage charms for spell coilers, and in despair changed the deck's name to Jeskai Tempo. Perhaps now he could finally rest. Opponent taking the 15, go down to 17. Opponent is... We like to call these warriors who play after getting to spots like this. See how long they last. They lasted 1 turn. So we're 4-1 with this deck. The deck felt pretty good. Alright, I am going to use the...